Welcome to Tutorial 2. In this section, we're going to look at how internal users, staff, and employees can leverage Agendex to view internal calendars, rooms, and resources, as well as do availability searches to easily book meetings. In our tutorial, Centerville Community Center again, along with the Centerville Arts Center, sister organization that has in fact a completely separate exchange system. However, the two systems have been federated through Agendex to allow easy booking of meetings. So we're going to see how that works. In the Tutorial 1 series, we focused on public calendars. We looked at how internal staff and employees of the Centerville Community Center were easily able to create calendars of events and share those with members of the community. So in the use case that we were looking at, they were able to create calendars for fall concert series or theater series or speakers and make those publicly available very easily straight from Outlook client. However, what happens is now if a staff or employee logs in to Agendex, they will have access to a bit more functionality. Right now, we're still currently looking at the public calendar, so we're looking at this from a perspective of a member of the community at Centerville. But what happens when we log in as one of the users? So we're going to use the same example that we've been talking about, Emily Nord, our events coordinator. So we're going to bring up the login box and put in her credentials. So now that we've provided her credentials, we'll just click Login. And we are now logged in as Emily North. And you'll see that it looks a little different. So the first thing we notice is here on the left, she now has access to calendars, internal calendars from staff and employees. So for example, there's an operations group of which she's a member. Their director, Joseph McDonald, and other staff members have all shared their calendars with the operations Agendex account. Same thing for sales. There are quite a few people, all the sales reps, sales director have all shared their calendar with the sales service account. So that's why they appear with different colors. Now, perhaps Emily doesn't need to see all the sales reps and all their recurring appointments, but she would be concerned, let's say, with watching or looking at Josie Wu's calendar, who's the sales director. And now she can easily have an overview of who's doing what and when. Now, we're looking at the week view right now. We can see a month view. So that gives us a great overview over a month of who's doing what and when. We can look at the day if we actually go down to a specific day. And there's also an agenda view, which allows us to see in a list format who's doing what. I would assume that the week view is a very practical one for all intents and purposes, gives a great overview of who's doing what. I can go to today and move forward through the weeks just by clicking these arrows up here, or go backwards and see the different weeks. On top of having internal staff calendars, she also has access to rooms. So she can click on the Rooms tab and see the availability of all the different rooms. Now, perhaps she's only interested in working spaces and conference rooms because she needs to set up some kind of kickoff meeting, so she can uncheck all of the other categories of rooms and sort of clear up the calendar a little bit and really only see what she needs to see. Now maybe she's doing a bit more long-term planning, so the month view might be more appropriate in this case. And then she can check or uncheck any of the rooms that she needs to look at. Same thing with resources. If we go to the Resources tab, the administrators have configured all the resources that are available within the Centerville Community Center. If she doesn't need to see everything, she can just uncheck and really check only what she needs. So for example, she's doing a kickoff, big room, maybe she needs the microphone, the podium, and a laser printer, so she can click those resources and see where they're available. So these tabs and the different views give the users a very nice overview of everything that's available and when, to be able to quickly pick a date and narrow down. In the next tutorial, in the next module, we're going to look at how to use the Availability tab to bring all this together and quickly book meetings.